What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, Iain Valliere, or Valliere, is it one of those two? I've always called him Valliere. I thought it was two silent L's like Spanish or French or something. Anyways, Iain has retired from the sport of bodybuilding. Today, he posted up this post, end of an era. Truly is. It's kind of weird. I feel sad about this. I don't know Iain at all. We've never said any words to each other, but thanks to the popularity of Fuad's podcast, I kind of feel like I know the guy. I've really, again, weird to say, I've enjoyed getting to know the guy via the podcast. He seems like a super cool dude. I've really enjoyed his career in bodybuilding. He posted up this post today. We've got Melissa here saying she loves him and how proud she is of him. That's one thing I really like about him too, is his connection to Melissa. Him and Melissa's relationship seems to be super solid. I really like the two of them. I think they're both awesome. And his relationship with Chris, his brother-in-law, Chris Bumstead, awesome. Fuad Compton, I will miss you as a fan, but I'm excited for you as a friend. Best Canadian bodybuilder of all time. I think that I saw maybe on the YouTube channel, Fuad also commented that Iain was leaving the sport the right way. And I think that means a lot to Fuad because in his opinion, he didn't get to leave the right way, right? He had to leave due to kidney disease because his health kind of made him leave the sport. And so I'm glad, I know he's super glad that his friend is being able to leave kind of the right way where it's on his own terms, which I think is awesome. C-Bum commented here, wouldn't be where I am or who I am without you, brother. Proud of your career and this decision. So it's awesome to see. And one last one here, Guy Cisternino. You were one of the best to ever do it, bro. I definitely agree. You did it your way. I definitely agree with that too. I think Iain was super unique and did everything his way, which I always thought was super cool and admirable. By your standards and kept being you the entire time. Happiness is what truly matters, and you seem genuinely happy for what's to come. I'm super excited for you and Melissa and the next chapter together. I love you guys. So yeah, it's awesome. I won't go through all the comments. But let's talk a little bit about this. I think this was an awesome decision by Iain. Again, I watched the video, and it sounded like he just wasn't finding true happiness and passion in the sport of bodybuilding anymore. And I think that's the best time to leave a sport as an athlete. His last Olympia showing wasn't very good. That's what he would say about it. I mean, I thought he looked phenomenal. Weird thing with bodybuilding is from the outside, pretty much everybody who makes it on the Olympia stage looks phenomenal and they all look like they could win. It's not until you really develop an eye for it that you start to realize the small differences between each competitor. But last year, Iain didn't have a very good showing. I wonder if that's playing into this. It probably just kind of tarnished things for him, or perhaps maybe he was already feeling this way about bodybuilding going into the last Olympia, and that's why his last showing was that way. I don't know. I'm kind of bummed to not be able to see his Olympia presentation with Matt Jansen, because Matt Jansen makes phenomenal athletes. It would have been cool to see, but that's okay. I think this is a really smart move by him. You know, as he said, he doesn't have the passion for it anymore. He wants to do other things in his life. And I've always seen Iain as being somebody who has a lot more going for them than just bodybuilding. He seems very intelligent. I really like his opinions on most things. He's very articulate, very intelligent. Seems like he has a lot of passions and interests outside of bodybuilding, which is super cool to see. He's also very knowledgeable about bodybuilding and has a ton of good commentary on that. And it will be exciting to see his involvement in the sport post competitor. From a health standpoint, I'm glad he's doing this early. I obviously have, again, never taught Iain. I've never had a chance to look over his labs, or I don't know what kind of protocols he's done, but he has been in this era of kind of safer use and, risk mitigation. He's been one to talk a lot about how his cycles aren't too extreme. Now, of course, he could certainly be lying. I don't know why anyone would do that. Well, I guess I do know why people would do that, but he seems to be extremely open. The guy's talking about getting his butthole eaten and stuff on Bro Chat. I don't think he's going to lie about his trend usage, but hey, you never know. Anyways, he seems to have been pretty responsible with his bodybuilding and his supplementation and ancillaries that he's used. So I think now at the mid 30s is a perfect time to pull out. And it's interesting, he's going through this right now. I went through that kind of at that same age. I think he's 33. I think I'm slightly older than him. Could be wrong, but I think it was around that time that I decided I didn't want to do that kind of thing anymore and pursue that anymore either. You just start to feel your mortality. It's very interesting. I started to feel that around that time too. Prior to then, I never had that feeling. I thought I would live forever and everything would be okay. And I think what it was for me is I was in my 30s, and I started thinking about that when I was a young child. My parents were in their 30s, and I used to look at them as being extremely old, and they were like my elders. They were old people. And then I realized, like, I'm the age that my parents were then, and I realized, man, life is short. I'm getting older. I'm maturing. I'm an adult. I have, a lot of my younger years are gone, and I need to be wise about my health and not fill my body with a ton of toxic chemicals that could shorten my lifespan, because I want to cherish every moment that I have. I also have so much more to lose now, and I'm sure Iain feels the exact same way. He's probably built a pretty good financial base for himself. He's built his family with Melissa. He wants to continue to build a family, it sounds like, and have children. And it can be hard to do a sport that is continually kind of hurting your lifespan, your health span, when you have all those goals and aspirations. So I think it was smart of him to pull out now while he seems to be still pretty healthy. He doesn't have, from what I can tell, any major injuries, despite what people like Nick Trigili will say. I'm sure he's got some nerve damage, and maybe he'll drop the news that he's quitting because he's got kidney failure and heart failure and all this bodybuilding and BS from good old Nick Trigili. But no, it seems like Iain is leaving on kind of the top of his career. I know he didn't have a great showing last year, but he had a good off season. He had a good competitive season this year too. He's just leaving at the right time. Super proud of him. Super happy with his decision. I can't wait to see what comes next. I'm excited to see him downsize. It's always fun to see bodybuilders downsize and fit into normal clothes again. And man, does it feel good. Let me tell you, I was obviously never even a quarter of the size of Iain, but being even at my biggest, 245, 250, felt so good to drop down to 200 and just fit into decent clothes again. I remember when I bought my first suit after downsizing, I texted Victoria and said, never let me get big again, because I look so damn good in a suit now. And before, I just looked like a fat blob, kind of a box, despite how lean you are when you're big in a suit. It's hard to look good in it. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of see him downsize and maybe start running again. It would be super cool to see him post some content, because I know he's got a true passion for running. That'll be cool if he can do that again, snowboarding, all of that kind of stuff. So it's awesome to see him take control of his life and not just be stuck in this forever until it's too late. So yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Was it a good time for him to get out? Should he have stayed in longer? I don't know. I think he had a great career. He's probably the most decorated Canadian bodybuilder that there is. Won the most shows, most Olympia showings from what I know, I think. So I'm proud of him, excited for him, excited for this next chapter. Congrats, Iain. Congrats, Melissa. Iain, you made a massive impact on modern bodybuilding. I love all of your opinions on things. I love how you don't give a shit and you're just true to yourself, and you've always been that way. And you wear your heart on your sleeve. It's super awesome. Don't know if you'll ever see this, but congrats on a very successful career. For the rest of you guys, if you would like to support the channel in any way, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.